All right. Can you give us a little clap? Cool.
Is it good?
Yeah. All right. Welcome to the Rolling Coynes. Welcome to the Rolling Coynes Podcast. I'm Ross.
I'm Krystal.
And we are recapping our 19th week of Jiu-Jitsu. And this is episode number 11. No, 10. 11. Episode number 11.
Okay.
And we have big news. Somebody got their second stripe this week.
I did.
Congratulations, honey.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah, I got it. Gosh, when was it? Thursday morning, I think?
Wednesday morning.
No.
Oh, because I went Wednesday morning,
Yeah,
so Thursday morning.
Yep. And today's Saturday, so 2 days ago.
How's it feel?
It feels good. I mean, the first one was exciting because it was
The first one.
the first one. This one, it's just like recognition that we're keeping on. I think I have feelings about it just because I know people who I feel like should already, like if they truly are a recognition of your progress / time, I feel like there are people who I see as more ahead that do not have 2 stripes right now, or other people who currently have 2 stripes where I'm like, oh, they're so much better. And it's so silly to say because like we're all white belts, so we all suck.
Yeah.
But like you notice those really minute things early. So I don't know. It just feels like it's nice to get a little bit of a bump, but at the same time, it feels less, I don't want to say important, you know? I don't feel like I'm halfway to my blue belt. I'll just say that.
Okay.
Right? Because it's like 2 stripes and then you get 4 stripes and then you get your blue belt. I guess 2/5 of the way if you count the promotion to blue belt as
number 5.
As number 5. I don't feel like I'm 2/5 of the way to a blue belt.
No?
No. I don't know what blue belt really is necessarily, but I don't feel like I'm close to halfway.
Right. Still feel like you walked in the door last week?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I just kind of understand I can't even say the fundamentals, but like I know what's going on around me. I have my bearings about me now, right? Like I know how classes go. I know generally how things are structured. I'm not surprised when things are thrown at us while we're drilling. So I think that is an accomplishment. But that doesn't mean that I feel like I know a lot of jiu-jitsu right now.
Yeah.
So.
When you got your stripe, you mentioned that the first one, what'd you say?
I flip-flopped because I know that I have said things to you that probably counter what I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just because my mood, like I'm not in a very peppy mood right now. I'm like really nervous that the camera is recording us right now. It like makes me very uncomfortable.
Well, I purposely put it way back. Yeah. With bad lighting.
Yeah. I feel like I like had this like energy shift like right away, which is very interesting. But yeah, I think I did say to you earlier that like the first stripe was a participation award and the second stripe was like, okay, I know that I've put in the work. And like I do still recognize that, and I feel that is true. But yeah, I don't know. I have a very pessimistic voice in my head that's like, it doesn't really matter. It's not that big of a deal.
That you got a second stripe.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean,
I've been going freaking 5 days a week on average. I went 6 days this week. So I've absolutely been putting in the work.
Yeah. And like we were saying, there are people who only show up 2 times a week, and you tripled their their attendance in 1 week.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about that.
Totally. And I think it's also just, I feel like a broken record at this point, but I still struggle with like gauging any sort of progress when it's like rolling with people who are 30 to 50 times better, it feels like.
Right.
It's like I always feel like I suck with every person that I roll with. It kind of depends on how much they let you work that day.
Yeah.
So I think like, that's probably why the colored belts feel a little bit more substantial or like that maybe stripes don't really feel substantial because I don't feel a difference in my rolling.
Really?
With other people, like I'm still getting squished and trying to wiggle my way out of side control.
Yeah.
And, I got like crushed today. So.
When you are rolling with people, do you feel it? You said you don't feel a difference.
From day one, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But you don't feel any sort of shift. Like, for instance, this week for me, I got a couple good boys, attaboys, and somebody mentioned, like, yeah, you had great defense. Mm-hmm. And I feel that shift very... Oh my God. You better not do that the whole podcast, buddy. I've felt that shift lately.
Yeah.
In my own rolling.
Yeah, like you've talked about specific moves that you've hit or like reversals and things like that.
And even just being able to be more mindful of where my arms are.
Yeah.
And try to get them in the right place and don't allow them into the wrong places as much. Mm-hmm. Or like being able to move out of position to like escape some way, but not necessarily like do an actual like sweep or reversal. I guess just like active fetal position, I guess.
I can't.
Where before, like I couldn't even do active fetal position.
Yeah. I don't know. 'Cause like I had one hard roll today with someone who was one belt higher, another woman, and, maybe 20-ish pounds heavier. And I felt like I did not do a single productive thing during that roll. It was like literally just like survive this position. And then she moved into a different position. And then I didn't feel like there was any jiu-jitsu that was getting me out of a position into another position. It was like maybe capitalize on like a mistake and get her in a half guard and slow her down for a little while.
Yeah.
But beyond that, like it was just me getting crushed between side control variations, maybe catching her in a half guard as she's going to mount, and then her getting me mounted and me almost tapping the pressure. A one hard roll should not dictate how I feel about everything. But like when I roll with the guys in like higher belts, I don't land stuff on them.
No.
Yeah. Like they just kind of like let me roll around and move from position to position. So I think that's probably why I struggle a little bit with like, am I actually making any progress? Because I know that it's just a spectrum of like how much flex, I guess they're giving me, or like room to move. And even if I asked them, I don't think they could say like, oh, I lightened it up by 20% today versus 25% yesterday. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's why hopefully competing multiple times will be helpful, because although you're going up against different opponents, it's a much more level playing field.
You told me you actually executed a bow and arrow on another white belt.
I did. Yeah, but this is the person who I roll with frequently, and like we're not super aggressive with each other. But I did the movements correctly.
Yeah.
So thank you for trying to make me feel better.
You had told me when we were sitting on the couch after you got your belt that you're like, oh, I had to work for this one. Like this,
I definitely had to work.
Stripe felt like work.
Yeah. And maybe that's like a better way to frame it. It's this last stripe wasn't about any, for me at least, being hard on myself. It doesn't feel like it was a recognition of me like getting visibly better at jiu-jitsu. It was, I'm learning how to like play the game of jiu-jitsu. Like I learned the rule set. Like there's a recognition of like learning the rule set, even if you're not a good player, and a recognition of like, yeah, you absolutely put in the work. Like I showed up, woke up at 5:00 in the morning, multiple days a week, had a good attitude, was a good team player. So that's where we're at.
There you go.
Yeah. Sometimes it'd be like that, especially when you're a person that's like very self-critical, and I know I'm not the only person.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, like just to dive into it a little bit more. I don't want it to be too mopey, but I know that people feel this way too. It's like, if you are a self-conscious person, I think that it's easy to downplay your achievements, because if you do it to yourself first, then it removes the like opportunity for anyone else to do it for
strike
you.
First.
Yeah. You're like protecting yourself by like beating yourself up. If I don't care that much about it, then like if someone else, challenges it doesn't matter because I don't care about it that much.
It's if I'm interpreting what you're saying accurately, it's you're trying to lessen the sting for that inevitable moment when it is mentioned that like whatever you are getting down on yourself about, somebody else.
Yeah, even though no one would ever say that.
No one would ever say it, and if they said it, it would still sting just as much.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, it's just the weird kind of mental games that you play with yourself. So yeah, there's a lot of like fake it till you make it, just generally in life and self-confidence. And I feel like I am trying to move past the, I made a comment a couple of times afterward of being like, oh, they're just trying to give me a little boost before that self-deprecating humor, they're just trying to give me a little boost before the competition. But I'm like, no, just accept it. It is what it is. And it was really nice, I will say, to get it with the person who I've been training with in the mornings, because she's been very off and on with her training over the last year and a half, I think.
And when you say get it with, she got her second stripe as well.
She got her second stripe. Yeah. And she got her first stripe like a week or two before I did. And like, honestly, I think that her having someone to train with and be consistent with
helped her out.
So that is something to be proud of, I guess, and happy about, having a good teammate and kind of like working on things together. So
I wonder if there was a little bit of like thought behind that from our coaches.
I think so, because of the way that he like introduced the two stripes, like both of us getting ours. There was like, it seemed like there was a lesson or a story in that, like we were the opposite end of the spectrum in a way, because she's been at it for a long time. And I think this is a good topic for anyone listening, because this is both ends of the spectrum. She joined a year and a half ago, was very casual about it. She said not very interested in it, but her boyfriend was. And then, came in just because it was a family activity, injured, stopped, lost interest, kind of stop a lot, maybe pop in once every other week or once a month. And then I joined and started coming to the morning class, and her boyfriend was like, come in, this girl, she's nice, like you guys will be great. So she started coming in, I think twice a week, pretty regularly now, maybe 3 times a week. And maybe only a couple of months after I think it was probably about a month, because we've only been doing it for 4.5 months. So she got her first stripe, and it was like coaches rewarding her for that consistency. I did, but I'd only been there for 2 months. And then she gets another stripe at the same time that I did. And our coach was like, this person has battled through injury and like, just like kept trying, came back. And like, you guys don't need to be perfectly consistent. Just stay at it. And then it was like, so-and-so, come on up. And, like it was perfect introduction. And then he kind of made like a quicker comment about like, or progress can be much faster. And like, you just like, I don't remember what he said, but along the lines of like, or you just go head first and progress is much faster. And then he's like, Krystal,
come on up.
Yeah. So I think that it was a good story and probably some thought going into it, and like with us being so close, like I hope that they don't feel like they need to promote us at the same, rate, right? Because it like at a certain point you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But I do think that there is like we are kind of motivating each other, and so from now until blue belt, who knows? Maybe it does kind of stay in that same cadence because she has been at it for long enough that I wouldn't be surprised if, we get our blue belts in the 1 to 2 year range. That would mean that she would get hers in the next 6 months to year and a half. Like that makes sense.
Yeah.
And like her journey and kind of the consistency there. So yeah, I feel like I'm using my hands a lot. I don't have to do.
What do I do with my hands?
Whirlwind of emotions.
Yeah. Not to mention, there was somebody in your class who has 1 stripe and didn't get us.
2 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 people who I think we both believe should have received their 2nd stripe before. Yeah. And I think that's where part of the like, it doesn't matter that much in my mind is coming from, is because like, if they don't have it yet,
then mine's invalid.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why do I have mine? Like, yeah, sure, I've been more consistent, but like they know just as much or more jiu-jitsu than I do. So why did I get mine? Like, I don't want to be like class favorite and like have any sort of favoritism be the reason why I got mine, or because I'm a woman, or, whatever. It's a good story. Like, I want it to be fair. But at the same time, I'm like, there's this coming. I could also see them being people who get multiple stripes at once.
That's what I was thinking.
So yeah, I don't know. I think again, other people probably deal with that like feeling of what do you do when you get promoted and your friend doesn't, or what do you do when your friend gets promoted and you feel like you should? You gotta deal with those emotions and feelings. They're all valid.
I mean, so you get your stripe, and then immediately I'm like, oh man, does that mean? And so the next night, I didn't get my stripe, and I was like, I almost was like, whew.
And that was
Thursday night.
Oh, because you went in Thursday evening.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, oh boy, like, am I gonna get it right now? Blah blah blah. Didn't get it, and then I went Friday. And that's a no-gi class that's wrestling based, so it's kind of like out of the realm. And then like feeling beat up, and I was like kind of battling with like, well, I want to go today or on Saturday because I want to get my stripe, but there's no guarantee. And I was like, man, I'm beat up. I don't want to just go there I don't want to like be so obsessed about getting the stripe, like thinking I'm going to get the stripe, and get like really wrapped up into it. And then that's when I was just kind of like level set. I was like, my body can't handle another day. I want to be fresh for Monday when the new week starts, just for my cadence. And like, I really appreciate the schedule that I have with jiu-jitsu, and I feel like I'm learning a lot, and I don't want to jeopardize that by going Saturday, missing Monday, and then like having like kind of like a train wreck of a week just to get like a piece of tape on my belt.
Yeah, when you know that piece of tape is coming.
I know it's coming, and I have no idea if it would even happen today.
Yeah.
Because And I say that because when you got your stripe, coach had asked another member, hey, you going to be here on Saturday?
Which is it makes me cringe.
Yeah. And, you could
It's like, yeah.
And immediately everybody goes, oh,
they're going to give him
I'm
a
going to
stripe.
get a stripe on Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday comes, he doesn't get a stripe. And so it's like, brutal.
Yeah. And I think that they're...
Not to mention, like most of the people that we roll with, they've all been there longer than us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And this person has been there a really long time.
I think really long.
I'm also at the point where I'm like, man, I wonder if he's trying to get this person in front of our professor because he might be giving him his blue belt soon.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I was like,
but this person has one stripe on their belt right now.
I know, but it could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, hey, heads up, I want to give this person like 2 or 3 stripes at a time.
Yeah.
I think our professor is such a stickler about that he would be like, okay, cool. Well, I need to check him out because he doesn't see him. He doesn't have any exposure to him.
Yeah.
But the professor wasn't there today.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
Oh, because it's Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Then, yeah.
So I don't know if maybe this coach was like, oh, maybe he'll be there. And then I can like kind of get him to vouch for the promotion.
Yeah. Because we
I
have
don't
no
know.
idea what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. Like, how do they determine it? I think that I know for sure based on a conversation that I had with someone who currently has his blue belt that, because he went from 3 stripes on his white belt to a blue belt, which means that they skipped a stripe. And he was like, yeah, it was kind of crazy too, because I had only gotten my 3rd stripe 2 weeks before. So they went 2 stripes to 1 stripe, and then 2 weeks later, a blue belt promotion. And he said that the coach, who is his normal coach, like had to get permission to promote him, and they had to like line it up, so that he could, so that
professor could be there to
yeah.
do
And I don't know if they're as stringent about the stripes, but I would think like out of respect that they talk about it. I don't think it's coincidence that I rolled with the professor for the first time this week, earlier in the week.
Yeah.
And then like right before I got my other stripe, that he came up and talked to me for like one of the first times and was like, how long have you been training? And
oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, about 2 months, then like the week after I got a stripe.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So he was just kind of like checking in, making sure he wanted to allow it.
Yeah.
Which I do respect, but it slows people down who don't get to see him very often.
Yeah.
Because he only coaches 3 classes a week. So, yeah, I know, whirlwind of emotions. I think it's like being very empathic, right? I'm like, I want all my friends to be happy.
Yeah.
Like I don't want like my reward for the things that I have done to make somebody else feel bad.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, I think that's like the root of the feelings is like, oh, I don't feel like I can shine and be super happy about this because I feel bad for people who probably feel like they deserve it more.
Yep.
And especially because I think that there has been some comments about that in that crowd. So it just stinks.
Yeah. I mean, well, it doesn't, right? Like you deserve it. You've been going 5 days a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we started off with.
It's hard to put your blinders on.
Yeah.
I'm a sensitive girl.
And I just kind of keep coming back to this phrase that it's like my stripe doesn't mean that you don't deserve one.
Yeah.
Whoever that is.
Yeah.
Because there's somebody I roll with quite a bit who submits me quite a bit, and we both have 1 stripe, and we both started right around the same time. I think he came in with a little more experience. He said he didn't, but
he's also 24.
Yeah. And I'm nervous that I'm going to get my 2nd stripe. Like I have the same feeling. Like I'm going to get my 2nd stripe and then it's going to get awkward or something, because I really, I like going to class with him and training with him
And it's funny because I could say things to you right now and I'm like, oh, it's so crazy how easy it is for me to tell you that like, you're on your own journey.
Yeah, don't worry about
You're
it.
a 38-year-old dad who is like hustling to get there 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And he is 24 and like spry and has a little bit of wrestling experience. And like, yeah, it makes sense that he submits you. Like he's got a lot of friggin' energy.
Yeah.
And probably more time to watch YouTube videos.
TikTok, let's be honest.
Yeah. But it's hard
it's funny, right? Like,
yeah, it's hard to turn around on yourself.
Yeah. And in the end, I just have to, that's why I almost deliberately just skipped out on Saturday today. I was like, I'm just going to stay home.
Yeah.
Like,
He wasn't there today either.
Right.
Yeah.
And the training partner, I knew he wasn't going to be there.
Okay.
But just kind of level setting with myself, like, dude, you feel beat up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just stay home. Like, the stripe is coming. It's okay.
Yeah, they'll find the time. And if that means that you have to wait until, because I feel like they hand them out like once a month or so.
Yeah.
There's kind of like a little like, oh yeah.
A little burst.
If that means that the other 2 guys in class get one or some, I love seeing people get promotions.
Yeah.
So I hope that it happens like every other week or something, and that I happen to be, odds are that one of us is going to be in the class where someone gets a promotion. So I would love to be able to witness that. But yeah, maybe those guys get it and then they make you wait a little while. I know when I got my first one, I feel like they had said that they wanted to do ours together.
Yeah.
But then he was like, well, you guys weren't in class together, so I think that he wanted to wait a little while before giving you yours, so it didn't feel like she got hers, so of course you're going to get yours.
Yeah. But
at the same time, like, we're just as consistent as each other. You're getting the attaboys, so I think that is.
It was weird. I mean, I hadn't gotten attaboys for a very long time until this week. All of a sudden, I got like 3 different attaboys.
Good job. I'm waiting for mine.
And I was like, oh, this is weird. I don't like this. And what was really weird was on Friday night, you don't line up in rank. You just line up for wrestling. And it just so happened that like everybody bumped me to like the head of the line. And I was like, this feels weird. I don't like this. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing up here.
Yeah. It was like the one time I went to a fundamentals class with a 1 stripe, and they're like, no, up there.
You're like,
oh my gosh, this is silly. Okay.
Yeah. Well, cool. Congratulations, honey.
Thank you.
And if you can't tell, I am suffering from allergies. I feel like I'm just like sniffling into the...
Yeah, you haven't been sniffling. You do sound a little stuffy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll turn it around. I'm going to recognize how much freaking sweat and effort that I put in, and that's what that stripe is.
Yeah.
It's the grind. It was a very grindy. Well, gosh, yeah, 2.5 months was stripe 1. We're not even at 4 months yet. So that's also kind of crazy. It's like It's been a month and a half. So something's happening.
Something's working.
Yeah. But yeah, 6 weeks of grinding.
It's felt like a grind.
Yeah.
I haven't counted, I took was week 13 my deload, and we're in week 19.
Okay.
So I got like 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
Well.
You're going to try to do like every 8 weeks or so?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I came home from wrestling class on Friday, like I said, feeling just completely cooked.
Mm-hmm.
And we took 1 step closer to our home spa.
Oh, yeah.
Because we found a portable steam sauna at Costco for super sale.
Which is genius, by the way. All they did was take a really simple crock pot, put a tube on it, and then get some sort of insulated fabric and zippers.
Yep. I mean, it's funny. I saw that on YouTube where the guy was like, you could just take an Instant Pot if you have one and just hook up a silicone tube to it or whatever and pipe it in. But
it on sale is worth it.
Yes.
what, $180?
Yeah, it's $280 normally. It was $100 off.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth $300, but
No.
I like $180 because I'm like, okay, if you had to make it yourself,
You're
be spending about that much anyway.
Yeah, because I tried, not a steam one, but
Yeah.
a red light one.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's hokey, and it was so nice. I tried it last night, and I'm like, I am in love. It felt so good.
Yeah.
And I really did feel like all my muscles kind of just like relax
That's good.
when I was coming out. So
I'm sitting here with like really, really tight neck, shoulder, because I just one of those annoying old person tweaks. I was just doing a forward shrimp, and they tell you to like dunk the basketball, and like scoop or whatever cue you get from your coach. And I just did one where it just one part of my body went one way and the other part went the other way, and it was like, and I was like, okay, this isn't. I kind of wiggled around a little bit. I was like, okay, it's not serious, but that's gonna hurt for like 3 days.
Yeah. So we were working on shooting and sprawling in this like wrestling class.
Mm-hmm.
And once you were supposed to let your partner have an honest attempt at shooting a double leg or a single leg. And then once you feel them on your thigh, then, you sprawl and the round starts.
Mm-hmm.
That was the goal. And I was rolling with another white belt who was a little spazzy. And for some reason, I was sitting on the ground, and I had like turned and wasn't facing him anymore. And he just kind of like jumped on me, and he put his sternum to the back of my head and just crunched my chin down to my chest. And like when you hear it crunch in your ear, and I felt like my body kind of just like,
when you said that, I could hear the crunch even before you mentioned it, because I've done that so many times.
Yeah. And like I like stopped for a second. My whole body kind of like just shut down for like 2 seconds. But then I felt that he was like in a safe position, so I just kind of like casually kept the roll going. But I was just like, oh no, like, and sure enough, like, yeah, I'm like, so I can like feel like T1000. I can like barely turn.
I think it's I don't know if this is actually what happens, but that feeling, that crunching feels like it's like the wings of your vertebrae like touching each other.
Ugh.
Like,
yeah, I hope not. But it didn't feel great. But again, like getting to sit in that sauna, I was just like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to not do this every night.
would you say that that's one of your weekly highlights then?
That's a massive weekly highlight. I am so happy. But the amount of water it creates in there and that you have to mop up and manage is actually kind of an issue.
Does it have a floor to it?
It does.
Okay, that's
and
good.
And it catches all the water.
Yeah.
But you just have, you don't want to leave it in there.
No.
You kind of got to wipe it all up and do something with it.
And then you have a soggy towel you got to deal with.
Yeah. So lots of soggy towels. So anybody out there, this is
an honest review.
An honest review. It's amazing, but it is work, Like anything like that at home, you think of the sauna experience that you go to at a facility, at a spa, and you don't have to deal with any of the stuff. And then when you bring it home, there is some maintenance or, if you don't want a moldy, mildewy, stinky sauna. And like, we're already going to have it in our garage, which is dusty. So I'm kind of nervous about that, but
yeah, it'll just need to be cleaned out. We have to take it out and hose it down every once in a while.
Yeah. Hit it with some disinfectant on the inside or something, but it is so nice. So, I guess thinking about training 5 days a week, and just how the body's holding up. Like, I got really nervous because my knees were really sore too last night. I had taken Dusty out on a run. Dusty is our dog. Earlier that day, because he absolutely needs it. Like,
he's a hunting dog.
Yeah, and like taking him on a walk a day, even at the mile loop that we have out in front of our house, isn't quite enough. Right before I started jiu-jitsu, I was training for a 5K. I went from couch to 5K, and he was so well behaved and like pooped out at the end of the night when I was running him all the time training for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I stopped that and started jiu-jitsu, it was just walks, and then the rain kind of got heavy, so I stopped walking him. And you could tell.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, man, I have to start running running him, and I'm trying to figure that out with training 5 days a week just because of how my body feels.
Yeah. I mean, that is tough.
Yeah.
We might need to get a dog treadmill or something.
It's not nothing, but so I ran him 3.5 miles, and I was like, wow, patting myself on the back. And I went and trained, and my knees were really sore, and I got really nervous, but I realized I have a massive, for me, a massive bruise on my knee where it's sore. So I was like, okay, I think I'll be okay. I'll just eat more.
I have a very similar bruise on my knee that I shoot with.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing where it was like, oh yeah, this is my takedown knee. And like our gym, they are getting new mats, but right now they have just those puzzle mats on top of it's a shock absorbing subfloor. So we're not like at risk of hurting ourselves when we fall. We're not falling on concrete. We're falling on like little springy rubber underneath, but the surface, it's pretty rough. So it's 1-inch foam, fairly dense, and it's got that like ridged kind of material.
Yeah, they're the cardio mats or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. And so, I was practicing a bunch of takedowns on Friday morning to prepare for the competition. And that on top of slamming my kneecap into someone's heel, like I have like a bruise the size of my entire kneecap, basically. So I feel you.
But I'm really excited because I feel like now I can give you the heads up, hey, I'm heading home. You can start the sauna, and I can get like, a half an hour in there.
I think that's a good habit for each of us to do in the evenings when we go to class.
Yeah, when you say like, hey, heading home, it's just that person goes out and starts the sauna.
Yeah,
and it's going to be so nice. Like, I think it's actually going to really help. And again, with like anything, the consistency. It's not just like doing it once, but like once we get into a rhythm. And apparently it's really good for your sleep too.
Yeah, it's supposed to be very good for your sleep. I mean, the only thing that I worry about is like time in the day.
Yeah.
We get home from evening class at like 8:30 if you're hanging out talking to people.
Yeah.
And then, I feel like there's always chores to do because I don't even want to think about like what happens when I have to start driving into the office, but 30 minutes in the sauna and you're like, okay, well,
time for bed.
Go to bed.
Yeah. And that's what it's going to be, but
yeah, I think then it's like, okay, I got to clean the house some other time.
Well, the person who's at home.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably just going to have to both start waking up at 5 or 6 in the morning every day in order to like keep up on everything.
Yeah.
Yay,
so,
adulthood.
Hooray.
That's real too. Adulting. Oh man, just thinking about like our 20s before the kids and how I would like have 9 o'clock, I had to be at work by 9. We had to stand up at like 9:05 every morning. And I'd be just barely walking in there at like 9:03 with my coffee and donut in hand. That was breakfast.
Yeah.
And like I would get up because one of those jobs in particular, I think I could ride my bike down the hill in like 15 minutes tops. I would wake up like 30 minutes before, like at 8:30 in the morning, wake up, like brush my teeth, wash my face, get ready. I don't have like a crazy makeup routine. Yeah. And then just roll down the hill and walk in, go get my coffee if I had time.
Yeah.
So crazy. Now I'm like, gotta wake up at 5 or I can't get anything done.
Or else the whole day is ruined.
Yeah. But we are lucky to have a hobby.
Yeah.
I feel so fulfilled as a person right now, having a hobby that is a physical activity. I mean, the benefits are hard to count, thinking about like preparing for the competition and how I've been eating healthy. And I'm like, oh, well, there goes the baby weight. I just lost 5 pounds from trying to prepare for a competition. who knows if I gain it back after eating like 17 pastries after. But,
I mean, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
So tell me how it's going. How has your week been with
Preparing? We talked about it in depth in one of the previous episodes, but I've been eating at about a 400 calorie deficit and then just keeping activity the same. I thought I'd be doing more weighted walks, and I definitely should do.
Ooh, we can try tomorrow.
I need to do one tomorrow because I'm like right on this like uncomfortable line where I'm like a pound off from where I would feel comfortable like walking into the competition and like eating a really good breakfast and lunch and drinking water. That's what I want to be able to do. Like have 2 light meals and as much hydration as I want. But right now with where I weigh, it's like put on my gi and I've got like half a pound to spare. So I've been, training a lot intentionally because I know that this upcoming week, I think I'll take it easier. I mean, none of my classes have been terribly difficult. My rolls have been moderate, and I've only been rolling like 2 to 3 rolls after each class. So I think towards the end of the week, I'll probably taper off on rolls, but I want to still kind of stay consistent with the classes that I go to, unless I feel like I'm like sacrificing sleep to get there. I went to 6 classes, and that was just because you weren't going to go today, and I figured another gi class with a bunch of people with the opportunity to roll with other women would be beneficial. We practiced a move this week that I think I will definitely try to use.
What move is that?
I don't know what it's called. He calls it the John Cena.
Oh.
I call it a mousetrap. But you are in side control, and if the person just so happens to be like hugging you in side control instead of like have their frames up already, then you take both of your arms and hug their arm or their shoulder, and you wait for them to try to put their frame in, and as they do, you can snatch their wrist and get them in a Kimura. Like I think it's a Kimura. Americana? Kimura? I don't know. It's the one where you put their wrist down on the ground and you pull their elbow and
keep talking. I'll Google it.
Yeah. So one of those cool jiu-jitsu arm.
We're white belts, okay? Give us
shoulder lock thing. But that felt very, very good. And then we also practiced a lapel choke from side control, which I've actually learned 3 different times now, which is crazy. So I think maybe one of the times I learned it from mount, but still 3 times with 1 submission is pretty wild. So I'm getting really comfortable with that one. And so I think that if I find myself in side control, those will be my 2 submissions that I'll go for. So that felt good to drill a bunch this week. And then
okay, Americana.
It's Americana. Yeah, see
Americana's up, Kimura's down.
Okay. So yeah, it was Americana. What else? People helped me kind of refine my game a little bit, or game plan.
I feel like there was one night where you came home and you're like, okay,
yeah,
now I know what I want to do.
Yeah, just because someone was like, choose 1 or 2 takedowns and just practice those for the next 2 weeks. That was incredible advice because no one's really been giving me like actual tactical advice for the competition. They just keep saying like, oh, don't worry, you'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I need a game plan.
Yeah, and I'm like, what do you mean I'll be fine? Like, am I just like gonna muscle my way through this and you're confident that I'll be able to muscle my way through it? Or are you just trying to hype me up?
Keep it positive.
Yeah. So I finally got like an actual game plan. It was basically, I kind of took some of the advice and created the game plan. No one said to do this, but I have 2 submissions that I've told myself in my head I would attempt from side control, mount, and a back take. So side control would be a lapel choke or an Americana. From mount would be a different variation of an Americana or a cross collar choke. If I feel real feisty, there's plenty of arm bars in there. And then from the back, just a rear naked choke or a bow and arrow.
Oh, yeah.
And then I should be better at triangles, but I guess from closed guard, a triangle, or I have no idea what it's called, but it's a type of Americana from closed guard where you like hook their shoulder and bridge into their elbow kind of sideways.
Are you going like this with their hand or like that?
You're hugging their arm. The black belt said it was an Americana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so that's all I know. But you're hugging their forearm once you kind of like break their posture when you have them in closed guard, and then you kind of turn to your side and hook your outside heel up and around their neck and shoulder, and then you hip into their elbow to press their elbow in a uncomfortable position.
Yeah, in a bad way.
Yeah. So yeah, I know, I feel like it's just good because it's like if I black out and I'm lucky enough to get into a dominant position, I can go for one of these submissions because I don't get the opportunity to try to go for submissions in my daily roles. And I needed that because I needed to be like, okay, I do know something. I can go for these because so much of my, like, I feel a lot more confident with the idea of this person gets on top of me. How do I try to wiggle my way out?
Yeah.
Just because I've been trying to get out from under like 220-pound guys, I feel like someone my weight and size, I should be able to move them a lot easier. And that's where like my strength will come in handy because I think at the white belt level, strength will actually get you a lot farther than you think. So throw somebody off of me. It might not look pretty, but
somebody reminded me that you can get dinged for stalling.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's only in side control.
No, you can get dinged like in closed guard, in any position. They were talking about that on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, they were like they were talking about if someone has you in their closed guard and so like let's say I have someone in closed guard, but I'm not going for a sweep or I'm not trying to like, actively go for some sort of submission. If it looks like I'm just holding them there to rest, then I could get a stalling. Even if they're fighting their way out of it and I have control over them, I could get dinged for stalling.
Okay.
Yeah.
No stalling.
Yeah. I don't think I'll stall. I mean, and I think like spazzy white belts being spazzy white belts, like there's always going to be some kind of weird movement happening.
Yeah.
One aha moment that I had talking to someone today, he was like, open guard is not my game. So like as soon as I get out or someone has like gotten out of my closed guard or whatever, I stand back up. I want to get right back up to the standing game. And so like kind of like we'll bait them to stand up with him and then he'll go for another takedown.
Interesting.
Yeah. I was like,
you can rack up points that way.
Yeah, totally. And he was just like, why would I like have them in closed guard and then like have them get out of closed guard he was talking about it and I don't think I'm like smart enough jiu-jitsu wise to totally understand, but like the risk of someone racking up a bunch of points going from like side control to half guard and then back into side control.
Or knee
like
on belly.
They get points both of those times.
Yeah.
So he said there's a really famous Gordon Ryan video where Gordon Ryan has someone mounted and he does quarter guard, which is like you just like hook your foot around the person's inner thigh and he waits there for a few seconds and then he just pops it back out and gets back in mount and it's like 3 points. I don't know how many points. 3 points, 3 points, 3 points because he has the control in mount. So So funny.
Yeah. We're not winning by points, honey. We're submitting.
I hope so. I hope so.
Make it.
The game plan is takedown to dominance.
Yeah. Get on top.
Yeah.
Great. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling out the next week.
So you have this whole week?
I have 1 week. Today's Saturday.
And next Saturday is the competition?
Yep. And the white belt division, adult division, doesn't go until roughly 3:30. So I think that means I get to weigh in at 2:30. And I'm going to be like first in line. And yeah, the only like, it's kind of nice. Like I know people will say your first competition, don't worry about weight. You shouldn't be stressing about it. I'm not stressing about it. I actually feel like eating healthy is just something that I've needed to do and like
we've wanted to
break
do for
some
a long
bad
time.
habits for a while. And then also it's been a welcome distraction because I'm focusing on like making weight, hydrating, like eating good quality food instead of like spiraling and scrolling and trying to pick up like one more move that might make the difference for me. It's like I have to just trust that what I have right now, I'm not going to get fitter. I'm not going to, I can probably drill some things that feel weak, but aside from that, I'm like, it's just going to be pure instinct at that point. So I hopefully will not feel pressured to overtrain this week.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope you can slow it down in the matches.
Mm-hmm.
Like black out until you realize you're on top of somebody and then just like,
yeah, take a breath.
Okay, where am I?
Yeah, what am
Where's
I going to do?
arm?
Where's that arm? Let's get those elbows up.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe it's next weekend.
I know. Yeah, our son said maybe cute takeaways for the end. When I was putting him to bed tonight, he said, "Mama, why is the mom's competition called the Rev?" And even before that, I think he said, "Mom, 1 week until the Rev."
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, well,
Wow.
yeah, buddy, that's right. Because I think he heard him talk about it at class today.
Yeah.
And then he said, why is the mom's competition Rev? And I said, well, there's moms and dads and just adults and kids. So I think he's like starting to get a little bit more excited about watching kids compete. Just cool. I told him some of his classmates would be competing. And then he said, it was so funny. He said, like, happiness plus pain equals jiu-jitsu.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah. Yeah. And he said, I love jiu-jitsu. I like jiu-jitsu class, or I love jiu-jitsu class.
Oh, that's good because he's been having a hard time.
I know. Yeah. Happiness plus pain. And I was like, how about happiness plus hard work?
Yeah.
But pain. That's true.
Put that on a sticker.
Yeah. So happiness plus pain equals jiu-jitsu.
Nice.
Very true.
Yeah.
These kids with these freaking, wisdom moments, wise moments.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. I think we did it, honey.
Okay.
Well.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. I love you. Thank you.
Love you.
Don't forget,